Good morning, Southern California. It is 10:04 a.m. Pacific time, and welcome to another live stream here on the Football Galaxy channel. As per usual, it's your boy Football Galaxy. Welcome back, boys. And for today, we're going to do a live morning football talk show. This is just me going to be discussing some football here this morning. I do believe this is like the very first time I'm doing a morning football talk show type of thing here on the channel, so that's cool. And I feel like I'm probably gonna do this more often because this I usually stream when it comes to football shows, talk shows. I usually do it at night, but I figured I'll give it a try at the morning, see how it goes as far as viewership is concerned. So let's see how it goes. But yes, guys, welcome once again. Hope you all I hope you guys are doing well. Tuesday morning, only the second day of the week. So I hope you guys are having a good start to the week. I hope that you guys are doing well. And hopefully we can get some people to join us here in the live chat. But yes, guys, for today, I just want to share some thoughts. The main really, I'm just going to talk about my three clubs, really. This is just, I was thinking of calling this like an FG show, an FG diary, because, for those who don't know, I follow three teams. LA Galaxy here in the US, Club America for Liga MX in Mexico, and Arsenal in the Premier League. So that's basically going to be, the basis of the stream is going to be divided into three segments. I'll start off with Arsenal because I feel like with Arsenal there's more to talk about, especially given, the series of events of the past few days. And then I'll move on to the LA Galaxy, and then I'll finalize with my thoughts on Club America. So, starting off, guys, let's kick it off with today's football morning talk show with Arsenal. As you guys could check on the title of today's show, is it time for Arsenal to press the panic button? Honestly, guys, I kind of want to say yes. I mean, look, I'm pretty sure for those who are watching, if you're part of the Arsenal fan base, you probably will relate and will agree that right now it's a tough moment with the club in this season. And honestly, I feel like it's just history repeating itself. Deja vu. Because literally last season, Arsenal also had a difficult time. By the way, I have my coffee, so, football morning talk show. Hope you guys are doing well. How you doing? So there will be some moments where I'll be drinking my coffee here. Hence, just to sit the vibe, But yes, last season, I don't know if you guys can remember or recall that Arsenal were also having a pretty tough period in the season, quite literally in this time of year. In the exact same months between November and December. By the way, let me know, guys, if my audio sounds a bit too loud. I'm trying to figure out which is the best volume level to put on my microphone. So let me know, guys, if my microphone sounds a little bit too loud. But yes, if you guys can recall, guys, last season Arsenal were having a tough time in this time of year. I think we were also having trouble winning some games. Everyone was saying that we were pretty much out of the league race. We started off the season pretty well. And then come November, December, we were having a tough time. We were struggling in winning some points. And it's because of that period of the season that at the end, we ended up losing the freaking league title. We couldn't catch up to Man City, and we lost the league title race. We couldn't win it. Like I said, I feel like history is repeating itself because once again, in this time of year, it's happening again. It's happening all over again. Arsenal is once again struggling. They're struggling in getting 3 points because we really need to get 3 points. If you're facing, I've said this several times now, if you're facing Man City, if you're fighting against them in the league title, the last thing you need is to drop points. The most amount of times that let me rephrase that. The less amount of times that you get defeats in the season, the better it is for you because Man City is practically unstoppable. Yes, they recently lost to Bournemouth, but still, besides that, how many times have they lost this season? To how many other teams? Barely any. So, yeah, when it comes to Man City, you really cannot afford to drop points. And literally any occasion of the season, it doesn't matter if it's by the end of the year, early January, at the beginning of the season, it doesn't matter. You cannot afford to lose games against you cannot afford to lose games in the season because otherwise you will not catch up to Man City because they're almost unstoppable. But I'm seeing here a lot of people in live chat, which is actually awesome to see. How you guys? How you folks doing? Welcome, guys, to today's morning live football talk show. It is awesome to see a lot of people here. Awesome. How you doing, guys? I plays blocks. How you doing? Welcome, bro. Welcome. Faith Van Wee. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Fabiola Lopez. What team you support? Ackerman Level. How you doing, buddy? Welcome. What team do I support? Well, I mean, I figured that the thumbnail and the title would kind of give it away. I support Arsenal, but I also support LA Galaxy and Club America. Antonio, how you doing, buddy? Who are you voting for? I'm not gonna share who I'm voting for, bro. This ain't a politics talk. This is gonna be a football talk, all right? Football, soccer for those Americans who are watching. Diviash, how you doing? Welcome, bro, to today's morning football talk show, bro. You just look like John Fabrio. Okay, I honestly have not heard of that guy, but cool. So yeah, look, I have the schedule here with me. So Arsenal have struggled to get 3 points in their last 3 Premier League matches. We just recently lost to Newcastle this weekend. We tied against Liverpool 2-2. Excuse me, 2-2. And then on the previous weekend, we lost to Bournemouth 2-0. Keeping in mind that match against Bournemouth, according to the schedule, I think that was the very first defeat of the season for us. Yeah, it was. So, I mean, look, it's not all bad. But again, if you look at the standings, we're in 4th place, guys, for crying out just let that sink in, all right? We're barely, how many games are we into the season? We're like in 11 games, right? I think we're in 11 games into the season. But let me search up the Premier League table. We are 11 games into the season. We have only lost twice. Only twice this season so far. And yet, we are already in 4th. Oh, great. We're in 5th. We're not even in 4th. We're now in 5th. And you know what's the best part, guys? We're behind freaking Chelsea. How many games have we played? 10. 10 games into the season. We've only lost twice, and we're in 5th place. If you write that down on paper, that's like an easy top 3 team. But no, we're in 5th place. So it just goes to show you that in the Premier League, you cannot afford to drop points in any point in the season. Like, points matter so much in the Premier League. It's really unreal. Forest, they have how many points? They have 19 points. We're tied with Chelsea and with Aston Villa with 18 points. Chelsea are on top of us, I assume, by goal difference. Yeah, it looks like by goal difference. City are only 2 points behind Liverpool in 2nd. Liverpool have 25 points in 1st. So, yeah, we are essentially 7 points behind 1st place. 4. Wait, no, not 4. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 5 points behind Man City. 7 points behind Liverpool. Oh, yeah. It's not looking good. Cel Sabrito, hi, how are you? Welcome to today's morning football talk show. How y'all doing? Fabiola Lopez keeps deleting messages. Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to share my thoughts on that. And by the way, guys, on top of that, if this defeat versus Newcastle wasn't tough enough, then yesterday we got the news that Edu, our sporting director, and literally one of the biggest guys to have helped in the Arteta project for Arsenal, has left the club. He resigned from the club. Arsenal, I think they announced it later yesterday, but later on the day, not today. But the official announcement was yesterday. Romano reported it, was one of the first ones to report it. I think Sky Sports Football was the first one to report it. But yeah, another big blow for the club. Like I said, Edu was like one of the core founders, if you will, of the Arteta project. Like 2/3 of all the signings that Arteta has done so far is literally thanks to his help. So he was a big contributor to the Arteta project, to where Arsenal is today. It's literally it's thanks to him. Partly thanks to him. Like he played a big major role to help Arsenal on where they are today, from beating a mid-table club to now being a club that's fighting for the Premier League and finishing so far in the top 4, really top 3. But yeah, it's unfortunate that we lost him. I don't exactly know the reason why. I heard somewhere that there was he didn't agree with the board. Like, I think there was some disagreements between him and the board. I don't know if that's 100% true. Let me know, guys, in the live chat if that is true. But yeah, it is. It's very unfortunate. Honestly, I don't even know. I don't even know who Arsenal will replace. I don't know, dude. Like, you know, I know, like the last three games were they've literally been like that small segment has been the only time where Arsenal have dropped points this season. But again, it's just been our form as well. Like, guys, it's 3 games, but it's really 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks now since Arsenal have not been able to gain 3 points. It's been 3 weeks that Arsenal have dropped points. And like I said, we just cannot afford to do so. Not in any moment throughout the season. We cannot. If we want to be Man City in this Premier League race, we have to win games and we have to win as much points as possible per game. We cannot afford to drop any points in any game. A draw is like the worst scenario. Okay, not the worst scenario, but a draw is like the minimum that we can do. We cannot afford to lose games. I know that we're eventually going to lose games. I mean, duh, it already happened. But I know that it's most likely we will end up losing a game or two, if not, hopefully not more, throughout the rest of the season. But again, like, look, the fact that we lost to Newcastle and Man City ended up losing in that same freaking weekend against Bournemouth. Imagine if we won. If we won that match, we would have been right now with 21 points, which means that we would have been in third, still behind Man City, but at least we would have been in third with 21 points had we beat Newcastle. But no, now we're sitting in fifth place, not even the top four now, in fifth place behind freaking Chelsea, which, by the way, we will be facing next weekend. So that's gonna be that's gonna be fun. Let's see. That game, I think that game is gonna be either on. I'm pretty sure it's on Sunday, but let me check really quick. The next game. When is the next game? It's going to be on Sunday, yes. Sunday, November 10th, 8:30 a.m. for Super Sunday. I feel like the Premier League always sets up the big matches for Super Sunday, which I guess that makes sense. Let me also try to change the angle. There we go. Excuse me. Honestly, guys, look, we're facing Inter Milan tomorrow for the Champions League. That's going to be a tough game, especially since it's going to be an away game. So an away game at Inter, it's not always easy. So that's going to be a tough one. I honestly don't know if Arsenal will win that game. I mean, I've said this since 2 weeks ago. Arsenal really needs to bounce back. Probably now more than ever. Because look, if we say that we end up not winning the league again by the end of the season, people are going to look back. And most likely, within this period, within the month of October, they're probably going to say that it was one of these games that ended up costing us the league. A defeat versus Newcastle. A defeat versus Bournemouth. I don't know about a tie versus Liverpool, but most likely between those two games, those two defeats, they will probably look back and say, "Oh, right, it was this defeat versus Newcastle. It's thanks to this game that costed us the league. That's why we didn't win the league." Again, I really do not want that to happen. Because that is exactly what happened last season. People look back, and because we couldn't beat Aston Villa throughout the whole season, both home and away, apparently that game, if not both of them, costed us the league title. So I really do not want to go through the same thing. We already are because, again, like I said, it's this time of the year where Arsenal struggled last season, and now it's happening again. So, yeah. I don't know. Look, right now, like I said, more than ever, Arsenal needs to bounce back. Again, we're facing Inter on Wednesday. We're facing Chelsea on Sunday, the following Sunday. I honestly don't know if Arsenal will be able to win those games, honestly. I don't know. I say a draw at most versus Inter, but I could totally see Arsenal lose to Inter. Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. If I'm not mistaken, I think last year we ended up tying 3-3, I think. I don't know. I would honestly predict a draw as well. Look, we really cannot lose to Chelsea for two main reasons. One, because like I've been saying, we need to bounce back. We really need to get 3 points again, and we need to pick up our form, guys. We really need to pick up our form. We need to bounce back and try to win more points as much as possible from here on out. That's the first reason. The second reason, it's us, Arsenal, one of the most hated teams in the Premier League besides Chelsea. So if we lose this game, the Chelsea fans are going to eat us alive, and they will not let us forget it. So, with even more reason, I really do know Arsenal. We cannot lose to Chelsea. We just cannot. We really cannot. Please, Arsenal, I'm begging you guys, do not lose to Chelsea because I don't want to hear it from the Chelsea fans. No, boy. Michelle, hi, how you doing? Welcome to today's morning football talk show. Kamika the second or Kamika 2, welcome. Can you beat me to a race? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a runner. I know how to run, but it's not like I do races all the time for a lifetime or time being. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't plan races either, so I don't know. Look, after that Chelsea game, we're facing Forest at the Emirates. I predict a win there. Next, we're doing another Champions League match after that versus Sporting. That's going to be an away game. I don't know. I honestly don't know if we'll be able to win that game. I mean, for this one, I kind of want to say yes, but again, I mean, it is Sporting, and they are facing Man City today. So, if Sporting manages to beat Man City today, then they could totally beat us. That's what I'm saying. This is on November 26th. The game versus Forest is going to be on November 23rd, so the following weekend. Then after Sporting, we're facing West Ham at London Stadium. I think we won that game. Yeah, I think we won that we won that by a big margin. I think like 6-1 or something. So yeah, that was a big win last season. This season, yeah, I think we should win that game considering that West Ham have been struggling, and I'm surprised they haven't sacked their manager yet. So I'm gonna predict a win for that game. And then on December 4th at the Emirates versus Man United. Oh boy, that's gonna be a tough one. But I do think, okay, Arsenal should win that game. I'm saying that right now. Arsenal should win that game versus Man United, and I really, really hope they freaking do. So I'm gonna predict the win there. And then at Cottage, that is the stadium, the stadium name of Fulham, right? Well, it's an away game versus Fulham. Sunday, December 8th. That might be a tough one. I'm pretty sure Arsenal won that game last season at Cottage Field. That is the name of the stadium, right? Cottage Field or something like that. I'm gonna predict a draw to be safe. I think I will predict that Arsenal will not drop points versus Fulham because theoretically we should not. So I'm gonna predict a draw just to be safe. But yeah, but just for the record, I'm just gonna be calling out the games that we have until the rest of the year, until the end of 2024. And I'll share my predictions of whether, should Arsenal win or lose these games. Okay, so the next one, December 11th, once again back in the Champions League. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's our final league stage match versus Monaco. It's gonna be at the Emirates. I'm gonna predict a draw because I know Monaco is not a team to underestimate. So I'll predict a draw. Arsenal vs. Everton, back into the Premier League, December 14th. That has to be a win. That really has to be a win. So I'm going to predict a win. And then on December 17th, oh my gosh, only 3 more days later? Sheesh. Well, actually, oh no, December's going to be a tough month, isn't it? Oh no. So get this, folks. December 11th versus Monaco. 3 days later, versus Everton at home. Okay, look, to be fair, between December 11th and December 17th, that's 3 matches. Only 3 days separating them, though. That's going to be a tough start to the month. But to be fair, those 3 games will be at home. So at least we will have the home advantage there. So I do think we will get a win against Everton. And I'm pretty sure... Okay, we have to get a win against... Okay, no. We're facing Crystal Palace on December 17th. That's our final home game in the beginning of December. That has to be a win. No excuses whatsoever. Arsenal has to win that game. And what's funny enough, we're facing Palace again on December 21st. That's 4 days later against Palace. It's gonna be that time's gonna be an away game. So it's like a second-legged match, I guess. That's so weird. Oh, sorry. The game on December 17th. It's the Carabao Cup. We're facing Palace in. I'm pretty sure it's the quarterfinals. Yes, the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. Of the League Cup. Nonetheless, that should be a win for Arsenal, if you ask me. Then we're facing them again, this time in the Premier League, an away game. I'm going to go for a win. That really has to be a win. And our final game of 2024 will be on December 27th versus Ipswich at the Emirates. That has to be a win. No excuses whatsoever. That has to be a win. So, theoretically, and I'm just going to count the games in the Premier League. I'm going to put the Champions League matches aside. Just to sum up this Arsenal segment. So, theoretically, in the Premier League, here are my predictions. I'm going to predict a draw versus Chelsea for this Sunday, a win versus Nottingham, a win versus West Ham away, a win versus Man United at home, a draw to be safe, a draw versus Fulham away. So far, let's just move on. I'll talk later. I'm trying to go back. Gosh dang it! I'm trying to go back to the previous page. Hold on, guys. Come on. It's taking. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I predicted a draw versus Fulham, a win versus Everton at home, and a win versus Palace at away, and then a win versus Ipswich at home. So I'm predicting Arsenal to not lose one game in the Premier League from here until the end of 2024. Hopefully that does happen. If I were to predict any game that we would lose, like just putting my bias to the side, like if you were to ask me which games do you think Arsenal would lose, I think we could legitimately lose against Chelsea this Sunday, which I really hope we don't. Maybe we could even lose versus Fulham, which I really hope we don't on December 8th. But other than that, I'm not predicting Arsenal to win any other game besides those two opponents. Not even against Man United. I think United at least we will end a draw, but I think we will be Man United. I really hope we do though. So yeah, those are my predictions, guys, for the end of the year for Arsenal when it comes to their matches, Premier League matches. Yeah, we only have for the end of this for the rest of the month we have 4 more matches: Chelsea, Forest, Sporting, and West Ham. December we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches. Oh my gosh, 7 matches in December. Oh Lord, yeah, that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. I need to drink another cup of coffee. Well, not another cup of coffee, but another sip. But yeah, no, that's gonna be a tough. December's gonna be tough, guys. And this is, just to make a quick transition before we sum up the Arsenal segment. This is where my point about accumulation of injuries come into play. Because right now, in fact, hold on, let me check the squad to see how many players we have injured right now. If this thing even allows me, which I guess it doesn't. Okay, well that's cool. It doesn't tell me which players are injured. Awesome. Well, look, keeping in mind that we have 4 more games left until the rest of November, and then 7 matches for December. Oh boy, if some of our players, especially our starting players, are injured, that will really hurt us. I'm telling you guys right now, that will really hurt us. And it will affect our performance, and it will affect our form. So, right now, more than ever, in this stretch of the season, well, not in this stretch of the season, but in this stretch of the year, before 2024 ends, Arsenal needs to have their players in full form, in 100% health status, as much as possible. Like right now, we need all men on deck right now. All men on deck. We really cannot afford to have more injuries. So with that being said, I really hope that Arsenal does keep that in mind to try to have as much players in the roster as they can to 100% fit level, because we're really going to need it with this stretch, with this run of 2024. Diddle dudes in live chat, welcome to today's morning talk show. How you doing? Sorry I'm late, chat. No worries. It's taking a toll. Whatever. So yeah, those are my final thoughts on Arsenal, guys. And I guess that's pretty much it. Look, I know I just predicted Arsenal to not... Okay, look. I will finalize with this. I know I just predicted Arsenal to not lose a game from here to the rest of 2024. But with that being said, it really does depend on, 1, our form, how we continue with it, and 2, with how many players we have fit, how many players we have ready with these games. Because it's 11 games, guys. 11 games from here to 2024. That's like, what, almost 7 weeks? Yeah, about 7 weeks. So 11 games in the next 7 weeks. Because again, we have 7 games in December. In December being whole month, 4 weeks. So 7 games in 4 weeks, not months, 4 weeks. We have 4 more in the next few weeks of November. So in 3 weeks. So 4 games in the next 3 weeks. It's going to be tough. I really hope that Arsenal can manage to go through it. And like I said, yeah, this is going to be a very, very tough end of the year for Arsenal. I really feel like it will be. It's all about managing the injuries, trying to avoid any more additional injuries into the team. Just trying to have them fit as much as possible for this upcoming packed schedule. This is literally a packed schedule for the end of 2024. And on top of that, most of all, the main goal is to not drop points. So if you add all that together, it's gonna be very tough. It's going to be a very tough end of the year for Arsenal, and I'm pretty much worried. And honestly, I kind of feel like I should just make up my mind that we're probably not going to win the league because it's not looking good ahead for Arsenal right now. For me, it's not. I can't really take any positive things from this. I mean, yes, I can have hope. All of us can have hope, but at the end of the day, we have to see the results, So, fingers crossed that Arsenal can manage it, and hopefully they don't continue to drop points. I will end it there. I will move on now to my segments concerning the LA Galaxy. Just a quick review. So right now, guys, the Galaxy are in the semifinals of the Western Conference after winning the first two matches of the best of three series in the MLS Cup playoffs. Excuse me, I don't know why I keep repeating myself. I mean, essentially, this is the round of 16 of the MLS Cup playoffs. But round one is over, and the Galaxy won the first two games of the best of three, a 5-0 win versus Colorado, and a 4-1 win away against Colorado as well. And yeah, we're now into the semifinals. We will be facing Minnesota United. They beat RSL twice in penalties. So they also won their first two games of the best of three series. A 0-0 draw, but Minnesota. Yeah, 0-0 draw. Minnesota won by a 5-4 penalty shootout. In the second leg, this was away at Minnesota. It was a 1-1 draw, with Minnesota winning 3-1 in penalties. So Minnesota eliminated RSL literally through penalties, which is pretty funny. And it was an upset because Minnesota ended up in 6th place in the Western Conference. RSL ended up in 3rd place. So we already got a few upsets in the MLS Cup playoffs, which is it's just another day of the playoffs. We tend to see this usually when it comes to the MLS Cup playoffs, so it's pretty cool. We love to see it. It's awesome to see, unless it's your club. Of course, it's not fun. But yes, Seattle are also through to the Western Conference semifinals. They beat Houston at home at Lumen Field, 0-0 draw. They won in a 5-4 penalty shootout, and then the second leg away at Houston, another draw, and this time they won 7-6 in penalties. So Seattle are now on to the conference semifinals of the Western Conference. They will face the winner between LAFC and Vancouver, who have yet to play their third match. LAFC won against Vancouver 2-1. In the second leg, Vancouver beat LAFC at Vancouver's home stadium at BC Place 3-0 against the first place Western Conference team, which means that a third game will have to be played because, again, it's the first team to win 2 games in this best of 3 series. So because the series is tied, obviously the tiebreaker will be in the third game. It will be at LAFC's home stadium at BMO Stadium, I think. So LAFC will have the home advantage there. It will be on November 8th, so in 3 days from now. And from there, of course, the winner will face Seattle. They will face Seattle in the Western Conference semifinals. Now, what I wanted to dig right now in this short segment with my team, the LA Galaxy, I just want to share my predictions as far as the Western Conference is concerned. I won't dig too much into the Eastern Conference because I'm more focused with this segment with the LA Galaxy. So the Galaxy will play against Minnesota. This will be a 1-game elimination round from here on out. So the Western Conference semifinals, the conference finals, and MLS Cup. The next 3 rounds of the tournament will be a 1-game elimination round, which is cool. So the Galaxy will be at home. They will be facing at home against Minnesota here at Dignity Health Sports Park. I am going to predict a win there. I think the Galaxy should win that game. I really hope we do. But yes, I think the Galaxy will end up going to the Western Conference Finals. I really hope they do. And as for the second match of the conference semifinals, look, if LAFC ends up beating Vancouver, then of course it will be LAFC versus Seattle. And LAFC will have the home game advantage because they ended up above Seattle in the Western Conference standings. Because they won first place, Seattle won 4th place. So LAFC will play at home versus Seattle. And with that being said, I will predict LAFC to win. I know Seattle has, they do have the ability to make an upset and to eliminate LAFC, which I honestly hope they do. But nah, every time that Seattle has played against LAFC, whether at Lumen Field or here in LA at BMO Stadium, Seattle just they struggle to beat LAFC for some weird heck reason. They dominate us, but somehow they can't dominate LAFC. I don't know why, but LAFC basically owns Seattle at this point. So I'm honestly not seeing. I don't think they're going to beat LAFC. I hope they do, but I mean, then again, this is the MLS Cup playoffs where anything can happen, really. So it's unpredictable. So yes, we could see Seattle win, but nah. I'm gonna be more realistic. I think LAFC will beat Seattle at home. However, though, with that being said, of course, LAFC would face the Galaxy in the conference semifinals, and LAFC unfortunately would be hosting us. So LAFC will be playing at home. We're gonna be away at BMO Stadium for El Trafico, of course, the LA Derby in the conference finals. Honestly, I'm not sure who would win there. As much as I hate to admit it, I think LAFC could legit win. I don't know. It's really 50-50 because both LA teams have been dominant this season, so I feel like there's no clear winner. It's going to be a tough one. But, as a Galaxy fan, of course I'm going to say my team will win it, so yeah, just screw it. I'll just be biased. I think Galaxy will win that game versus LAFC in the conference finals, which means the Galaxy will go to MLS Cup final if, my predictions turn out correct. But going back to that conference semifinal between LAFC and Seattle. If Seattle were to eliminate LAFC, they would... okay, well, first of all, of course, they will eliminate LAFC, and Seattle will go to the conference finals. But we, the LA Galaxy, would be hosting the Western Conference Finals against Seattle because we ended up in second place, and Seattle ended up in fourth. So the Galaxy, if I'm not mistaken, someone correct me if I'm wrong in the live chat. So if I'm not mistaken... If the Western Conference Finals were to be between the LA Galaxy and Seattle, then the Galaxy will be hosting that game. Seattle will be at away. And with that being said, I still think the Galaxy would end up winning that game anyway. I mean, FYI, the Galaxy have been undefeated at home this season, throughout the entire season. Undefeated, not a single defeat at Dignity Health Sports Park. So I do feel... Okay, we're not hosting LAFC, of course, for obvious reasons, because they ended up... in first place, but if we were to host Seattle in the conference finals, if it was between us and Seattle, then yeah, I feel like the Galaxy will probably be able to pull it off and continue their unbeaten streak at home. So yeah, I think nonetheless, I think the Galaxy would probably be able to reach MLS Cup final. 80%, 70%, I would predict that the Galaxy would reach MLS Cup final. But there is a chance, of course, that a team, whether LAFC or Seattle, would eliminate us. I feel like it's going to be a disappointment, a major disappointment, if the Galaxy ends up getting eliminated against Minnesota in the Western Conference semifinals. That's going to be a humiliation, dude. I'm sorry, but it will. We can defeat Minnesota, if you ask me. So if we lose against them and we're eliminated, then I'm sorry, bro. That's not acceptable. That's just not acceptable. If we lose in the conference finals, of course, I'm going to be upset and disappointed, but it will not hurt as much if we end up getting eliminated in the conference semifinals. So, I did predict this, and I did mention this in the Footy Fridays podcast live radio show. Once again, live on Fridays at 9 a.m. Pacific time in 22 West Radio, and later on Spotify. So stay tuned, guys, for that show. But yeah, I mentioned this in that show that realistically, I think the Galaxy could someone do a realistic count, by the way. I've said it several times now. I predicted that the Galaxy could make a realistic run up to the conference finals. Actually, I think I said semifinals, but no. Looking at the bracket right now and how it is right now, again, the Galaxy we should be Minnesota. I think it's going to happen. I'm going to be utterly shocked if it doesn't, but I do have full confidence that the Galaxy will beat Minnesota. So I think the Galaxy could make a realistic run to the conference finals. If we reach the final, whether we go through to MLS Cup final or we get eliminated at the conference finals, my point is that if we reach the final, then that will be a very good achievement for us and a very good improvement from us compared to the previous seasons, over the last few years. So yeah, once again, I do think that the Galaxy could make a realistic run in this MLS Cup playoffs up to the conference finals, and if we do, whether we lose or win in that game, I think it's going to be a great accomplishment, and I will definitely be proud of my team because What an impressive season, guys. What an impressive season from the LA Galaxy. Just unreal. Yes, it hurt at the end that we bottled first place. We literally bottled first place. I don't want to get into it, but putting that to the side, what a phenomenal performance from the team. I could not be more prouder of this team. Even if we don't end up winning MLS Cup this year, yes, I would be disappointed, but not too much because this team was just awesome to watch. Great performance overall this season. Just a phenomenal run in this season from the LA Galaxy. Like, I just have to applaud to my team because we were just on fire this season. And yeah, like, again, it will be disappointing if we don't win it. I'm not expecting us to win. I mean, I'm sort of expecting us to win it, but again, when it comes to the MLS Cup playoffs, anything can happen. So I'm not 100% confident that we will be able to pull it off and win MLS Cup. But nonetheless, as long as we reach the conference finals, I will be proud of this team nonetheless. Because this was a great run from the team, a great performance. And yeah, I just could not be more prouder. Doodle says MLS is rigged. I mean, you're the Portland fan, so of course you say that. No, my fault. Your team sucks. Anyway, let's move on then, guys, to our final segment for today. I just want to take a quick, brief look at Club America, my third team that I follow in Liga MX. Edith, how are you? Welcome to the live show, to the live morning football talk show. It is awesome to see you here. Hope you're doing well, Eddie. Right, Club America. So, guys, right now, for those who don't know, by the way, let me know once again, guys, if my microphone sounds a little bit too loud. My audio. Let me know, guys, in live chat. That way I can try to fix it. But yes, so Club America, right now, they are in 8th place, are they? Hold on. They are in... Yes, they're in 8th place, guys. So, I think it was on a Friday. Yes, last Friday, America beat Mazatlan 3-0. It was an awesome win for the club because we really... after winning the league twice, el bicampeonato, we won the league back-to-back. Obviously this season we try to go for el tricampeonato, a trifecta, if you will. 3 league titles back-to-back-to-back. Well, this season we've been struggling. We have not had a hot start, and overall we have been struggling. We're in 8th place, like I said. We've played 24... we have 24 points. This is after game week 15. There's only 2 more matches remaining into the season for Club America. I think, tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow America plays versus Pachuca. Fortunately for us, it won't be it's going to be an away game, but it won't be at Pachuca Stadium for some reason. I know there's a reason, but I forgot the reason why. But the game will be played, according to some reports, at the Estadio Cuauhtémoc, which is Puebla's home stadium. So at least it won't be exactly a home game for Pachuca. So I guess that could help us, sort of. I guess, I don't know. But nonetheless, America really needs to finish the season with as much 3 points as possible, which, by the way, they have been doing. So I wanted to get into that. I am a bit disappointed that the team is currently low in the table, well, really mid-table, but still, it's not a good position for a team like America right now, if you ask me, in 8th place. That basically means we're not in the automatic qualification zone for the quarterfinals of the La Liguilla, which is basically the playoffs. So basically how it works, if you finish from 1st place to 6th place, you're automatically in the quarterfinals of the playoffs. 7 faces number 8, and 9 faces number 10. So from 7th place to 10th place, it's a play-in round. And this is where it gets confusing. I won't get too much into it. But basically, 1 through 6, you're automatically through to the quarterfinals. 7th through 10th, you have to play a play-in match. So 7 will play versus 8, and 9 will play versus 10. Pretty simple, except for how the structure of those 2 matches. But I won't get into it. So with that being said, America is currently in 8th place. If La Liguilla were to start right now, we would face Chivas. I'm just looking at it right now. Wait, no, I'm wrong. No, I'm wrong. Sorry. No, I'm wrong. We would face Tijuana because Tijuana is in 7th place. So Tijuana would host us because, 7th would play versus 8, home versus away. So Tijuana would host us at the Estadio. I don't even know what they call their stadium name, honestly. So we would face Tijuana at away Honestly, I could see America win that game if, again, if it were to happen. Chivas will play versus Atlas, so we would see a Clásico Tapatío in that play-in round between ninth and 10th place. So that's interesting. Again, that is if the playoffs started today, which it won't. There's still two more matches left into the end of the season. But I just want to look at America's run currently. So, our last game, which once again was on Friday, November 1st, was against Mazatlan. Sorry, it was not a 3-0 win. It was a 5-0 win. Oh, man. What an awesome game. I did watch it, by the way, too. So, it was an awesome game to watch. I watched the highlights. Sorry, I didn't watch the game because the game was not available for me. I watched the highlights of it. We beat Monterrey, which was an awesome win. Maybe a bit controversial, but still, nonetheless, an awesome win. We desperately needed to get 3 points. I mean, we still need to if we want to get up to 6th place, which I don't know if we will, considering that there's only 2 games left. But like I said, if we want to get at least up to 6th place to at least get a spot to the automatic quarterfinal zone, then we need to get as much 3 points as possible. So we got the job done versus Monterrey. Awesome win. Then a 2-2 draw versus Tijuana. And then previously before that, on October 19th, a 3-0 win at home versus Santos. Then on October 5th, the previous game, an away game versus Leon, a 1-1 draw. And then the game previously to that, on September 29th, El Clásico, I think it's El Clásico Joven? No, that's the Cruz Azul. El Clásico Capitalino, sorry. El Clásico Capitalino, which is basically, the capital derby, English translation, versus Pumas. That was at home at the Estadio Azteca, and it was at home at Cruz Azul Stadium, sorry. We lost that game 1-0. So, really, over the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, over the last 6 games, we've only dropped points twice, 3 times really, because we drew versus Tijuana, we drew versus Leon, and then we lost versus Pumas. So to be fair, not exactly a bad stretch to the end of the season, in this final stretch of the season. But however, I'm just trying to catch up here. The heck? Okay, yeah, I think yeah. So before the game versus Pumas, the defeat versus Pumas, we tied against Necaxa 1-1. But before that, we did win 2 more games. So yeah, I mean, look, checking out the standings, America so far they've had 7 wins. So 7 wins, 5 defeats. That's not good. And 3 draws. Merrick, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the live chat. Glad to see you here, brother. Welcome to today's morning talk show. We're kind of wrapping up, really, because I divided the show. Because you missed it, I'll just wrap it up for you really quick. I divided the show into 3 segments. So I first talked about Arsenal, then I talked about a little bit about LA Galaxy, and I'll be finalizing with my team, my third team, Club America. So right now, guys, once again, they're in 8th place. 15 matches played right now, 7 wins, 5 defeats, which is not really good at all, and 3 draws. So yeah, those defeats have been costing us as far as position is concerned. But to be fair, though, taking a look now at the standings, as far as points are concerned, I think we legitimately could have a chance at getting 6th place. But again, we have to win our last 2 games of the season. So right now, we're in 8th. Once again, someone count me on how many times I've said this. But right now, America is in 8th place with 24 points. In 7th place is Tijuana with 25 points. And they're tied with Pumas, who are in 6th place. San Luis are in 5th place with 26 points. So to be fair, America is only 2 points away from 5th place. 4 if you count 4th place. But I really don't think, realistically speaking, America will end up in the top 4 this season. Maybe let alone even top 5. I don't know, but I really want us to get at least up to 6th place, because if we get 6th place, then we're automatically into the quarterfinals of the playoffs. So the goal for me, for my team, I really hope that they do pull it off. The goal is to reach at least up to 6th place. If we get 6th place, then I'm happy. I will be very much glad with that result. Again, we have to win our final 2 games of the season for that. So our final 2 games tomorrow, like I said, against Pachuca, midweek action. Technically, it's a home game for us, but it will be played at Puebla Stadium for some weird heck reason. So we will be facing Pachuca. Pachuca, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're like in the top 5. No, oh my gosh, they're in 14th. Oh my gosh, what a downgrade from last season. So, with that being said, I mean, I don't know. I feel like America, yeah, look, considering the fact that we had a dominant win versus Mazatlan 5-0, and then a pretty decent win versus Monterrey 2-1, yes, I think America will use that momentum to beat Pachuca. I really hope so. So yeah, you know what? Let's go. I'll be optimistic. I'm gonna predict a win versus Pachuca. I wasn't so sure because Pachuca is an okay. First of all, they're really not a team to underestimate. And when it comes to facing us, America versus Pachuca, they tend to be a really tough opponent. So that's why I was a bit hesitant. But you know what? No, I'll be optimistic. I will predict America to win that game. Unfortunately, though, our final game of the season, which is this Saturday on November 9th versus Toluca, it's going to be, oh no, it's going to be an away game. An away game versus Toluca. Oh, Lord. Nah, that game will be tough. Toluca is in second place in the season. Oh, no. Oh, flipping heck. Okay, well, with that being said, I don't think America will win that game. No. There is no way America is going to beat Toluca at freaking away, dude, at Toluca. Are you kidding me? At the Estadio is it Nemesias? Nemesias Diaz, yeah. At the Estadio Nemesias Diaz. Oh, man, that's going to be such a tough one. It's a great game to finalize the season, but still, I don't know if America will be able to get a good result on that game. So, with that being said, I'm predicting to America get 3 to 4 points, guys. Not gonna lie, 3 to 4 points. For the next two matches for the end of the season. So that being said, let's say that we win versus Pachuca. That would give us 27 points. In that case, we would have to depend on Pumas and Tijuana losing their next match. I think they are playing today, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't know. And then, of course, the last game of the season. So let me say that we beat Pachuca, we'll have 27 points. That will put us theoretically around 5th to 6th place, maybe even 7th. Again, depending if Pumas and Tijuana lose their next matches. Then final game of the season, best case scenario / realistic scenario, if we end up tying versus Toluca, then that means that America will end the season with 28 points. Which, again, theoretically, depending if San Luis and Pumas and Tijuana lose their matches, which I kind of doubt, America, based on these predictions, America will theoretically end the season between 5th and 7th place, which isn't so bad, but also not so good since I really want America to end up in 6th place. So, yeah, honestly, I don't know. Now that I'm looking at this, I don't know if we will be able to pull it off. Because, like I said, I really don't know if we will beat Tijuana, and Pachuca is not going to be an easy game either. They're not an easy opponent. Yeah. The club has struggled recently when it comes, in their recent encounter versus Pachuca. So, I don't know if we'll be able to beat Pachuca, and I kind of doubt that we're going to be able to beat Toluca. So, theoretically, I think we could legit see America only get 3 points in the next 2 games, of the final games of the season. So, yeah, theoretically, I think America will legit end up with 27 points to the season, which would put them between 5th and 6th place. Maybe even 7th. Again, it all depends if Pumas and Tijuana drop points, which I really hope they do. We cannot afford to drop points. It's kind of seems like another team that I follow. And we also, we cannot afford to drop points, but we also need Pumas and Tijuana to drop points for us to move up into the standings, So, yeah, you know what? Just to place a final prediction, I think America will probably end up in 7th place, if not 6th. We're not okay. This thing's for sure. I doubt we're gonna end up. I doubt we're gonna end up at. I cannot talk. Let me first sip my coffee. Okay, I doubt that America will end up in 5th place. I don't think we're gonna make it to the top 5 this season. I don't think so. So that being said, I legit think we're gonna end up between 6th and 7th place. I think you know what? My gut says 7th. So I think, realistically speaking, again, depending on how Pumas and Tijuana does, I think realistically speaking, we're gonna freaking end up in 7th place, guys. So that sucks. But I really hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. If America manages to pull a rabbit out of their hat, to pull off a miracle and get 6 points to end the season, then with that's going to be awesome. And we will end up between 5th and 6th place, no doubt. But yeah, realistically speaking, I think America will probably end up in 7th place, which really sucks. But yeah, whatever. If America ends up, sorry about that. If America ends up ending the season in 7th place, then of course we will be playing at home at the play-in game, and depending on how Chivas does as well, maybe even Atlas. No, not Atlas, but mainly Chivas. I think our opponent could be between Puma, Tijuana, and Chivas in the play-in round by the end of the season. Again, if we end up in 7th place, which I think it is the most realistic position that we will end up in. But yes, guys, I will end it there. Thank you very much, guys, for stopping by. I mean, we almost reached an hour there, so there you go. And yeah, thank you very much, guys, for stopping by and for watching today's morning football talk show. I really do appreciate it, guys. If you guys did enjoy it, then please do give it a like, guys. And I want to give a shout out to everyone who tuned in the live chat: Merrick, Eddie, Dude, and the rest of the people who made a brief cameo in the live chat. I really do appreciate it, guys. Once again, boys, if you guys did happen to enjoy it, then please do give it a like. And don't forget, guys, to hit the subscribe button for more content, football content, and live football talk shows here in the Football Galaxy channel. And of course, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you won't miss when the next live football talk show goes live count number 2 now, here on the channel. If you guys have Discord, please feel free, guys, to join my official Discord server. The link, I'm going to post the link in the description below, and it is also in the homepage of the channel and the About Me page. You'll find the link there. And if you guys have Instagram, then please feel free, guys, to follow me on Instagram. It is at FootballGalaxy17. And until then, guys, once again, thank you very much, guys, for watching and for subscribing to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. And have yourselves a great Galaxy night.